Okay guys, so first of all you have to open Siril. Here we are. This is the main page of Siril. Before going on, you have to connect your Seestar to your PC and import the frames. You have only to import the fit frames, okay? This is the folder I created. You have to call it lights, okay, in your PC. And inside that folder there are all the fit files that comes from my Seestar S30 Pro. So you have to place all the fit files inside of the lights folder in your PC, okay? Once you do this, you can go on Siril and we have to tell the program which is the main folder that it will use to do all the processing stuff. So you have to click on the house here, change current working directory. So you have to find where your lights folder is. So in my case SSD, I use an external SSD, Astrophotography S30 Pro, Rosetta Nebula NGC 2237. Okay, don't press lights. You only have to select Rosetta Nebula, click open, and after that you can go on scripts, serial script files, and OSC preprocessing without DBF. DBF means dark biases and flat. To get these scripts you have to go here on get scripts, click on that, and you select here the script that you want. Okay, as you can see I selected these scripts. Once you click apply, you will see those scripts here in the series script files and also on the Python scripts if you want something. And after we are gonna use also this. So let's start with the OSC preprocessing without DBF. Now Siril is stacking all of the photos coming from the Seestar S30. It will take a while, around 5 minutes. You can eat something, you can watch TV, watch reels, whatever you want, and let your PC work for you. Okay, so after about 10 minutes my PC finished it. What you're gonna do is to click open here, open, and open the file called result.fit. Open, and now you can see nothing because you have to go down here and click auto stretch, unlink here, and now we can definitely see something. This is the Rosetta Nebula. So now first thing to do is go on tools, astrometry, image plate solver. Here you have to write what is the object, in my case NGC2237, find. Here you can see that he found something, click OK. Oh, and now the image is correctly rotated. Next thing to do, here you can see the channels, so the red channel, the green channel, the blue channel. Okay, and now I want to see if the stars are aligned. So red, blue. As you can see, the red is slightly on the left and the blue are slightly on the right. As you can see, we are gonna use those two. Right click on your mouse, RGB align, to pass global star alignment deep sky. Press this, and now the images are perfectly stacked one above the other. So now what I'm going to do usually is a crop. So we have to crop the image because as you can see here we have less data. Press the left button on your mouse and do something like this. Right click on your mouse, crop, crop. Now we have the image. To match your screen you can go down here and press this button, feed the image to the window. Now what I'm going to do is script, Python script, processing, GrowExpert. So I'm gonna press this, denoising. The image is quite noisy, so With these smart telescopes you have to go like 80 to 90% also, and also above. I'm going to 95 strength and click apply. And also this procedure is gonna take some time. On the bottom, processing 3%, 4%, so you have to wait that the process complete. Processing complete, so we can close this window, and as you can see, you can check with this arrow before and after. Look at how much cleaner this image became. So before and after the Grokspert AI denoise tool. That's amazing, guys. So another thing we are going to do now is the Grokspert background extraction. So before we've done denoising, now go to background extraction. I'm going to use a 75%, click apply, and now you can close. And as you can see, now we have much more data before and after. Look how much pop up this Rosetta Nebula. We can correct colors, so we can go on image processing, color calibration, color calibration. Here you have to select a portion of the dark sky, click use current selection, background neutralization. After that you have to select an area with your nebula or wherever you want, and also a little bit of dark area. Use current selection and click apply. That's perfect. And now we can start with heavy things. Now I want to save these files. I want that this image will be my base image, so I'm gonna click this button right here, and result, I call it result base denoised correct. You can call it wherever you want. I click save anyway. And now we can start with some Python scripts like processing. We can click cosmic clarity sharpen.py, and you have to see what these tools will do. We're gonna select buff. Usually I like bring non-stellar amount at 0.45, stellar amount also this at 0.45, and non-stellar strength done at 2 because I don't want extreme things on my image, and click apply. Also this tool to start will take some time, so we're gonna wait here. Okay, now it started, as you can see. Progress here, and we are gonna see the result in real time. Okay, now it's gonna do the non-stellar sharpening. As you can see, the image changed a bit. We can go back and forward, and as you can see, look how much more detail we have on this portion of the Rosetta Nebula. Wow, that's impressive, guys. Now that I saw that everything is alright, I can save. So this will be my new base image. As you can see, result base denoise correct. So we overwrite the image saved before because this is stunning and I want this to be my base image. Now what we are gonna do is remove all the stars. So you have to install the StarNet plugin. If you want a video where I show you how to get all these plugin and script, let me know in the comment. But you go image processing, StarNet star removal, upsample to X, and click execute. Now StarNet will remove all of the stars here and you will see an amazing results. Now, as you can see, we have our starless image, and don't worry guys, this star image, the star mask, is already saved in the folder, in the home folder. If you click here, you can see all the files that has been saved. So we have result, that is the first image stacked. After that we have result based denoise correct. Okay, this is the like base image. If something go wrong during this process, we can reopen this one and use this one, so that's perfectly fine. And this image that you see now without stars is this starless result. The star mask is the image with only the stars that we are gonna use later on. Now, what we can do with this image, I have to tell you, this is not the real image. The real image is this one. You have to go auto stretch and press linear. This is our current image. That's pretty black, I have to say. So now we have to pop up this image. There are some tools that we can use, like the statistical stretch. It's amazing because in like 10 seconds you can have a preview, and as you can see we can see the nebula and it's fantastic. But I want to use the manual setting, so I'm gonna show you how I manually stretch the image. So image processing, stretches, generalized hyperbolic stretch transformations. So now you have to do exactly the things that I do. So let's turn up the stretch factor. When you start to see the nebula, click apply, then go on the linear stretch and turn down the black. Look at this graph. When you see a 1, stop. Okay, so press plus plus. Ooh, how much? Okay, we see 0, so apply. We can turn back to hyperbolic transform and go up. And now, as you can see, we are starting to see something here, something very, very nice. We can go up just a little bit, turn up this local stretch intensity. You can play with these sliders, okay? After that you can turn back to linear stretch, go up until you see a 0 or an 1, click apply. In this way we keep our background as dark as possible. That's pretty awesome, guys. That's pretty awesome. I turn this up just a little bit. Just remember, guys, don't be focused on the background, because also if isn't fully black, for me is more important to have the detail around the nebula, like this one. Okay, if you keep your sky very dark, you will end up losing lots of data, as you can see. So you will lose so much data. Okay, so this is a great image. After that, I want to do a test using a script called HDR multiscale. I'm gonna try with the base preset. As you can see here, if I click preview, okay, you can see original and preview. I can click apply to Siril, and now we have our HDR image. As you can see, before and after, That's a good image, guys. We can consider ourselves good with this image, so I'm gonna save this. Starler result based denoise correct. I'm gonna save this file, save, and now we can create our last image. So image processing, star recomposition. Make sure to save the image before doing this, because when you click yes, you lose the image. Now we can select here our image, not this final star layer result base final. We can open, and here we are again with our image. Here we have to select the star mask image. If we open, you will see that that's something, that's definitely something. You have to stretch the image and look at the stars. Oh, nice. This image is fantastic, guys. Now you are free to play with the slides. Make sure not to be here because there's too much stars. So you have to stay around this value. With the symmetry point, you can reduce the tiny stars, and that's good for me. As you can see, also if the background isn't very black, remember that around the nebula there's always some cloud, some dust, so it's okay to have this tiny white shadow here, because is detail is the reality of your sky. As you can see here, distant from the nebula, we have dark sky because here there's nothing, but here, guys, there's definitely something. So it's good to keep this detail into your astrophoto. You can always adjust your starless image, as you can see. Obviously not like that, but you can do something also now. When you are satisfied with your results, you can click apply, close, and now you have this fantastic image. You can save this, or you can also do something else. In fact, if you see some noise, you can redo the noise reduction, and after that you can upsample the image. Wow, guys, that's amazing. That's really amazing. You can see the reality of the universe pop up on your screen, and I love it. I just love it. If you want to pop up some color, you can also go on color saturation and pop up just a little bit of your amount. As you can see now, it's more red than before. Don't exaggerate things, okay, guys? If you want more reality fidelity look like, stay on a discrete value like 0.18, 0.20. Let's click apply, and that's our final image. Look, we see some nebulosity also here. That's amazing. Yeah, it's noisy, but as you know, we are using a smart telescope, so that's a great image. In this case, I want to save on my desktop, so I'm gonna select this button, go on desktop, and call it Rosetta Nebula, and I'm going to select PNG files, maximum quality, so save. And now if I go on my desktop, we can exit from Siril, and here on my desktop there's the Rosetta Nebula, and here is our final image. And guys, it's stunning. It's amazing how a Seestar S30 Pro can do. It's really amazing.